Welcome to Review from the Opposition after Millwall's nail-biting goalless draw with Wycombe on Saturday afternoon. We have, and I'm very happy to say, welcoming back Phil Catchpole from BBC Three Counties Radio. Phil, lovely to have you back on with us.
No, thanks for having me, especially after yesterday. Wow.
Well, I mean, you know, at least you turned up, unlike Reading last week, who decided to give it a swerve after we beat them 2-1. But, you know, that's up to them. That's up to them. That's nothing to do with us. Phil, look, obviously there are a couple of talking points in there, I think. But from your perspective, from Wycombe's perspective, 1 point game, 3 points dropped. What was your view on the match?
Yeah, I think a point was fair enough. I mean, let's be honest, if that game was a dog, we'd have probably all decided to have it put down, wouldn't we?
Yeah, no, I think so.
It was dreadful as a spectacle. I mean, the pitch, I don't know what you guys have been up to over there, but the pitch wasn't great, which doesn't normally, hamper Wycombe too much. But, yeah, they struggled a bit on that, as did you guys, I think, as well. Quite surprised to see how defensive Gary Rowett set up, bearing in mind we've only won 4 games this year and scored 18 goals, letting in 51. Scored 22 goals, letting in 51. So, yeah, I was a bit surprised to see sort of 5 at the back. It defended very well, I must add. But, yeah, a bit surprised to see a team at home against Wycombe setting up like that. But there we go.
Well, I think the idea was to have 3 at the back and 2 wing backs and Jed Wallace, Mason Bennett pushing forward with Matt Smith in the middle, because really Matt Smith looks like a target man, but he isn't. And I think that the idea was to try and get the ball down the wings like we tried to do. I think in the first 15 minutes, we started very brightly. Marlon Romeo had a decent shot, probably the best chance of the game, actually then fell to Jed Wallace, but Matt Smith was offside and he passed it straight to the keeper anyway. But yeah, no, I completely agree. What was your best patch in the game for Wycombe, do you think? My sort of gut feeling says I think you really got going about 35 minutes. You sort of had the best of before and just after half time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There was the shout for a penalty on Fred Onyedinma. I've seen those given. Don't know what you thought of it. I've seen them given. I've also spoken to some Wycombe fans who were like, well, if that had been given against Wycombe, the fans have been moaning about it. So on another day, maybe you get given that. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I think after half-time, we looked a lot different for about 10, 15 minutes.
Yes.
And then kind of ran out of steam a bit again as well. I think Igpiazu is so important to Wycombe Wanderers. He's not played that many 90 minutes. The first 90 minutes was last Saturday at Huddersfield, first time in nearly 2 years, I think. He looked a little tired and leggy, which is understandable. And we faded, really. But, yeah, one for the defenders, definitely.
Was he your man of the match for Wycombe?
No, I'm going to give it to David Stockdale because I think he got the phone call like the night before the game saying he was on emergency loan at Stevenage and was fully expecting to play for Stevenage yesterday. But Ryan Alsop got injured in training and David Stockdale made his first appearance of the season for Wycombe Wanderers and kept a clean sheet. And, I think after the game he said it's been a long road back for him to get a championship appearance under his belt after what has been a disastrous spell at Birmingham. Joined Wycombe on loan and then joined full-time in the summer. But Alsop's been brilliant this season. Stocko came in and did really, really well and made the save of the game from Malone as well. So I'll give it to David Stockdale.
What was your view on the referee? Obviously, we've talked about the Wycombe penalty shout. I think very similar to the Mason Bennett penalty shout at the other end. I didn't really expect it to get given. I've seen them given generally by the linesman, but it's the same as the Fred Onyedinma one. Apart from that, what were your thoughts about the officiating?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I mean, this guy comes with a lot of good reviews from the A-League in Australia, Jared Gillett, and it's really weird. Like, I don't know, I might be in a minority here, but I watch the referees quite closely, and you can tell when you got a good one because they get up and down a lot. They're near the action. It sounds quite an obvious thing, but trust me, when you're in League One and League Two, quite a bit. Not often the referees can get near enough the action to make a proper decision. Jared Gillett, I think, gets himself into good positions. His communication with the players seems to be really spot on as well, which I think really, really helps. So yeah, he's definitely one of the better referees we've had this season. We've had him a couple of times now. And yeah, when I see his name coming up on the horizon, it doesn't fill me with dread.
Well, look, it's been fantastic to talk to you. Massive good luck for the rest of Wycombe's season. I really do wish you all the best, and really hope that we get to go back to Adams Park next season when we can actually attend the games.
Well, even if we go down, chances are we'll probably draw you in one of the cups.
We'll do that. Yeah. And the way I look at it, at least Millwall broke their losing streak against Wycombe at the Den, right? We've got a point. It's another point for us that's closer to safety. In my view, I think there's quite a lot of negativity out there about, as you picked up on potentially the negativity of the team selection, but he did change it up. I thought at half-time he should maybe have gone 4-4-2. Tom Bradshaw pushing on with Matt Smith, but there we go. Thank you so much for your insight. Really appreciate it, mate.
My pleasure.
So anyway, on to the match with Luton on Tuesday night. Obviously, it's a semi-poignant place for me anyway, just it being the final game that Neil Harris was in charge of us a couple of years ago. And we won't be able to wave at all those people in their houses going into Kenilworth Road. But looking at coming into this, a few little facts for you. Luton Town currently on quite a poor run of form coming into the game. Not just at home, but also away from home. They currently sit 23rd in the form table over the last 6 games. Lost 3-0 this weekend, just gone to Stoke City, a resurgent Stoke City side. We, of course, are looking quite good away from home. So there's hope there that we might be able to pick something up. I think what was very apparent in the game on Saturday is I actually thought Gary Rowett maybe initially had the right kind of idea. He's got 2 wide men in Bennett, wide men in Jed Wallace, trying to get the ball into Smith so he can attack it. That didn't actually come to fruition, and our best chance, as I said just now, fell to Marlon Romeo. That didn't come to anything, and after that we really huffed and puffed, and we just lacked that quality. I think there were a number of poor touches in midfield from a number of different players, maybe players feeling a bit tired, what have you. 6 first-team players out injured as well on Saturday, something else for Gary to struggle with. Lots of criticism I'm seeing out there on social media. I think, again, those of us that potentially have been going to Millwall for many years understand that we're always going to be slightly struggling here with the wage budget that we've got, and the fact that we're able to get these sorts of things together. When you've got a squad of 23, 24 players and 6 of those are out injured, some of them I would say relatively key. Cooper, Clifton Vale looks like he's going to be great, although great news coming out that he may be indeed back for the game at Luton Town. Anyway, we shall see what happens there, and we're going to do a wonderful view from the opposition for our game against Barnsley up at Oakwell this Saturday, where we'll be talking to a season ticket holder there called AD, which I look forward to. Until then, good luck for Tuesday night. Come on, you Lions.